IPXers, we're here at the Nordic Semiconductor booth at Embedded World 2026 to see some of the really cool demos they have on offer, some of which are displayed on this giant wall behind me. I think you're going to want to check it out. Finn, great to see you. What do you do at Nordic?
I work in product marketing here at Nordic, and today we wanted to have a look at our DevZone demo.
So what is DevZone?
Yeah, so DevZone it started off as our developer portal where you get to the tech support. At Embedded World, we actually bring some of these support engineers that help you if you have a problem in your project. We actually usually have them here as booth staff, and we always get questions that we really kind of would need a development environment for to go into it. So here we've set up our development environment, all of the tools, all of the hardware you could want. We have it on Mac, Linux, and on Windows, and we can just have a look at literally anything you want to do. Since I'm not one of those tech support engineers, what we're going to look at is the Quick Start app. So we'll take a kit, we get it up and running, we'll test it at the demo over there, hopefully all in like 2 or 3 minutes.
So let me grab a kit for you.
Yes.
I'm going to grab the nRF54L15 dev kit.
That is perfect. This one actually works with Meta. So what we're seeing on the screen at the moment is the pin planner that's part of our VS Code, but we not even need to go that deep. So I'll just start the NF Meta Quick Start app, and we'll get this one flashed really quickly.
So Finn, we've taken the nRF54 dev kit and we've gone all the way to the other side of your booth to showcase it in action. Tell me, what is this demo about?
So I've quickly scanned the QR code. Now the kit that we just had in hand is actually onboarded and commissioned, and we have it here. So from taking the kit off the wall to having the kit integrated in our demo was like about 2 to 3 minutes. So it's just a very nice showcase of the Quick Start app and things you can do even if you not want to write code, just to get a quick prototype.
So that's the whole idea about the whole Nordic ecosystem, is how quick and easy it is. It allows you to develop these products and integrate them into your systems.
Yeah, so we didn't do like actual developing, but we flashed the sample, we got it working really easy, we saw the instructions, and you see like it worked really quickly just to get an actual DK working as a Meta product.
And so, that's very interesting, but over here you have this other green board. Tell me what this is about.
Yes, so this looks a bit more complicated. It's actually about Aliro. Aliro is an upcoming standard for smart home, smart locks, and access control. This has been released last week, so it's like very, very, very fresh.
Right.
Here you see our reference design. It's a complete hardware and software reference design. And you're basically using your wallet on your phone that you usually use for credit cards and stuff to store a key to a smart lock. So what we can do here, if I switch this over to UWB mode, for example, it will measure the distance between the door lock and the phone. If I move this away like 1.5 meters,
the distance increases.
You will see the distance increased and it locks itself. And when I come closer to a meter, it will unlock itself.
So what are the particular novelties about the Aliro standard that is so new compared to what's come before?
One of the big things in access control is that we don't really have a unified standard, and this aims to fix that. We initially thought this would be really nice for smart home, smart locks, but we've now discovered that there's a huge interest in actually the commercial access control market. So let's say office building, government buildings, like the actual number pads there, and managing access just by employees' phones and wearables.
And so Finn, Aliro is not the only demo you have on your booth. Should we go check some others out?
We have so much more. Let's look at Edge AI next.
So Nordic, you've been operating in the Edge AI space for a while. What's new in some of your developments?
Yeah, so we've been doing Edge AI for quite a while, but the new thing now is the nRF54LM20B. That is actually a device that has a dedicated hardware accelerator inside that we call Axons.
So tell me about this demo that you have.
Yeah, so it's multiple parts, but one of them is here's the board, that's the nRF54LM20 tag, and we're just running some basic gesture recognition on here. So if I, for example, do this, then it detects it's a double shake. You can also do some rotating. You can do some rotating the other way. You can do some.
There we go.
Now it got it. And then you have things like move to the right or shake to the left. Then one other thing that you see a bit lower on the screen is actually the comparison on the power consumption if you run it in the dedicated accelerator versus running the same model on an ARM Cortex. And as you can see, we're about 10 times lower in power consumption while also being significantly faster in executing it.
This is compared to just running on ARM Cortex versus running with AI acceleration.
Yes.
Awesome. And so, as well as this, we also have some RISC-V offerings in your portfolio. Should we go check that out?
Yes.
So Finn, we're now at the RISC-V part of your booth. So what is the choice behind including a RISC-V coprocessor?
Yeah, so the idea at the start was implementing software-defined peripherals, but we figured out that our customers are actually using it in very smart ways. Because for Bluetooth specifically, we run everything in a Zephyr real-time operating system. So you have very hard real-time requirements. Which means if you have something else that has real-time requirements, like for example, driving a display, the highest priority, which will be Bluetooth, can sometimes mess up the other real-time requirements.
And so if I demonstrate that, do I just press a button?
Yeah, you press any button.
And as you can see, the signal sort of messes up.
Yeah, so we send the Bluetooth signal, but that messes with the display controller. So
And now if you try the same thing on that,
yeah,
what happens?
So if we do the same thing here, I can just press it and nothing happens, which is exactly what we want, right? So we send the Bluetooth signal, but since we're running the display driver on the RISC-V core, we have a second real-time operating system running on the same SoC, and then we are not running into any problems with real-time requirements.
Awesome. And finally, last but not least, Nordic, you are known for your connectivity options. Let's go look at NTN.
Yes.
So now we're at the NTN part of your booth. Finn, could you tell me what I'm seeing here?
Yeah, so here we have several different demos, but the main theme is always asset tracking. The really interesting new thing is NTN, so it's Non-Terrestrial Networks. So one of the things that we can now do with our chipset is actually talk to low Earth orbit and geostationary satellites.
And is that in one of these?
Yeah, like this is
a
actually
tiny box like this?
Yes, this tiny box can actually talk to and hear back from a satellite.
Wow.
Which is quite impressive.
And so what are some applications we could do with that?
Yeah, so a lot of the asset tracking usually means keeping track of assets. Most of the time that means data gets transferred through something like cell phones or cell masts. Yeah, and if you, for example, want to track something that's out on the open sea, you have nothing like that. And then your only option becomes satellites.
Right.
And the same chipset that you can use for cellular communication, you can also use for non-terrestrial.
Awesome. So Finn, we've had a little look at some of the demonstrations you're showing off at your booth, but of course, there are so many more. Yeah. So if I'm an engineer and I'd like to get started with one of your products, trying to integrate that into my own projects, where can I begin?
So you can obviously have a look at the homepage, but what I would really recommend if you're an engineer and you want to get started, have a look at Nordic Developer Academy. We have like self-paced online learning courses that will teach you from I know nothing to I can actually like produce my own Nordic-based product.
So is that on your website?
It is on the website, but you can also go directly to academy.nordicsemi.com.
Awesome. Finn, thank you very much for leading us around your booth. This is Nordic Semiconductor at Embedded World 2026. If you want to find out more information, there'll be links in the description below. And as always, stay disruptive.